2002 through 2006 Honda CR-V AC condenser fan replacement. I'm Brian Eslick from How to Automotive. I'm going to walk you step by step through the process of changing out the AC condenser fan. Before we get started, I wanted to share with you the part numbers for the condenser fan, and also to let you know that I will be linking up all the parts and tools that I use in the video. The first thing you need to do is remove this header piece here, and there's a bunch of little clips around the perimeter of it we're going to remove. You can use a little flat blade screwdriver, or what I'm using here is these little clip pliers here. I will link these up in the description also. So you'll pull these little clips out like this, and you're going to set all these aside. You're also going to need to remove the bolt for the battery hold down on the driver's side here. The bracket is belt mounted on the corner. So once you get all the clips removed, you can just go ahead and pull the panel out and set this aside. Now we're going to work on getting the grill out. We need to pop the little plastic clip here in the corners out, and then you should flare the grill back, and you can get to the clips in the bottom. If you look down there, somebody has missed the clips here on the bottom. On this one, it was already loose. So you get those two clips at the bottom, and the grill will come off. To get the clips on the top, I used a panel popping tool like this, and I slid it underneath here like this, and then I pried and it pulled the clips out. We need to remove the radiator hold down bracket. So there's a 10mm bolt here we're going to remove completely, and then this bolt down here on the side of the radiator, we're going to just loosen it up quite a few threads. To do that, I used a ratcheting wrench and got down right down here and loosened the threads up, and then took the top bolt off. We're going to do that on both left and right side of the radiator. So you're going to loosen the side bolt and then take the top bolt out. Now you can just lift the bracket up and kind of push it off to the side. We don't need to take it all the way off. So you're going to do that for both left and right side, just like this. Now we're able to flex the radiator back and the AC fans back where we can get our hands down there and work on it. We're going to remove the 10mm bolt right here at the top of the radiator holding the coolant reservoir overflow bottle on. Just the one 10mm bolt here. Go ahead and remove that. Once you get the bolt removed from the bottle, you're going to just push the bottle inwards, and we're going to take this little hose, the vent hose here, and pop it off the radiator neck. We're not going to take the bottle out. We're just going to push it inwards towards the engine and out of our way. After you get that done, you can disconnect the electrical connector by squeezing the tab and pulling the electrical connector off. And then we can take the two 10mm bolts off the top of the fan right here at the top of the fan shroud. Now we can push the radiator backwards, and we need to reach our hand down there and disconnect the wire loom that's attached at the bottom of the condenser fan. So I was able to do this by just flexing the fan and radiator backwards and then sliding my hand straight down and unplugging it. If your hand is too big, you can go underneath and remove this lower shield here, and reach around from the bottom and get to the fan, condenser fan. Once you get the wire loom disconnected, we're also going to need to take the vent hose that's on the radiator. It's clipped at the very bottom of the condenser fan. So I just pulled it back just like this, reached back there and popped it off at the bottom. Once you get that hose popped off the bottom corner down there, now we can take the condenser fan and start pulling it upwards and lifting it out of the vehicle as we flex the radiator back. Now that we got the fan out, if you look down at the very bottom, you can see these little circles. This is where the fan mounts. So these little ears down at the very bottom of the radiator. So when we go to put this back in, we make sure it slides down there and mounts on those. Also, you can see the wire loom here better that we popped off at the very bottom. And that was mounted right here on the corner on that little plastic little piece right here. So I wanted to point out that the condenser fan was the fan on the passenger side. The fan on the driver's side is the radiator fan. So now we're going to install this. We're going to make sure it mounts on those ears down there. We're going to make sure that that wire loom is plugged back in, and the bottom vent hose gets plugged back into the bottom of the condenser fan. So we're going to slide the condenser fan down there. We just pull the radiator back, slide it into position, make sure it reaches back behind, and make sure that the wire loom is reconnected and the vent tube is reconnected. You can go ahead and plug in the electrical connector for the fan. Put the two bolts for the condenser fan back in and tighten those up, and also remount the bottle and tighten that up. After that, you're going to take the bracket, flip it over the mounts, and go ahead and put the bolts in and tighten those up on the left and the right side. So you go ahead and tighten this all down. Now you're ready to reinstall the grill. So you're going to make sure that the hooks on the bottom get hooked on the clips on the bottom. The best way to do this is to take the clips and get them started at the bottom like this, and then you slide the grill underneath the clip and then push it down and lock it from up top. Now that you got the grill installed and all four clips installed, we can take the top header piece and put it back into position, and then start all the clips around the perimeter. We can also reinstall the battery hold down and make sure that's all secure. Now you can go ahead and start the vehicle, turn your AC on, and watch the AC condenser fan operation, make sure everything's working good. I will link up all the parts and tools that I use in the video in the description. If you're interested in helping the How To Automotive YouTube channel out and grow, I have merchandise for sale. This really makes a big difference. I'm Brian Eslick from How To Automotive. I'd like to thank you guys for watching my videos, encourage you to subscribe, invite you to head over to the howtoautomotive.com website for more valuable videos like this.